Always a rough outro. Hello, everybody. Hello. How are you guys doing? Whoa. Wow. Scary. Amber Alert. If you're not from the U.S., you probably don't know what that means. That means that there's a missing kid. Wow, that is super scary. Keith Stewart. Dag nabbit. We'll get to the string change here in just a minute, guys. I figure we'll let everyone kind of like file in here. Fun, better picture, and better sound. Ooh, that's cool. Kind of makes sense though, you know, so much of YouTube is transitioned to phones. Tornado? No tornado. Amber Alert. Like I said, if you're not in the U.S., you probably don't know what that means. Not yet, anyways. There you go. You do have them in Canada? I didn't know if they were called the same thing there. The Esquire is great. It is fantastic. I was playing it earlier. The reason why I started to I grabbed this one, I started to change the stream. I wasn't going to change strings on the Goldtop. I was going to change them on the PRS because what I realized was that I've had the PRS for over a year now, and these are the same strings that came on when I got it. Like these are the factory strings or whatever they are. And I need to, no, definitely not going flat wound. I'll be using these guys. Oh, you know what? I didn't do something rather important. There we go. Make a weird face. Got it. Hey, Landon, what's up? What's up, buddy? Thank you, Jammin'. What kind of strings do you use, Robert? Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay. These are the Ernie Ball Paradigm 10 to 46. They are mighty fine strings. Where did you get that whammy bar with no black tip for the PRS? That's just what it came with. I guess I didn't know that they came any other way. This is just it came with it when I took it out of the box. It seems like it's extra long though. It's like a really long whammy bar. My hand's doing a lot better. I was telling the channel members during the pre-show, I hurt my elbow a little bit today, so I'm not going to play guitar too much in today's stream. It's obviously going to be focused more on changing strings. But earlier today I was stepping over a baby gate that we didn't have like held down tight, and I had a pair of shorts on, and it got caught on the baby gate, and it kind of pulled the baby gate, and it got caught in my leg, and I fell, and I landed right on my knee. Like my knee was swollen up earlier. Hurt really bad. My foot was swollen up too. I just landed on I forget what it's called, like the entranceway to our house. It's called, my wife tells, foyer is what it's called, and it's like all like hard like concrete. Anyway, I fell on that, and man, my leg was hurting earlier. But I think when I fell, I kind of caught myself a little bit, and my elbow was feeling a little bit tight. So I'm not going to play guitar too much. I'll play for a minute. But other than that, sorry guys, I'm lagging here. Love the Tim Pierce video. Oh, dude, Adam, thank you so much, man. Again, I was just talking to the channel members about that. I'm such a huge Tim Pierce fan. You know, just a total honor, you know, to be on his channel at all. And you know, over the past year or so, however long it's been, maybe a couple years, I've gotten to be, you know, good friends with Tim, to where, you know, we'll ask each other advice on stuff, and it's always kind of like weird for me, because I'm always just like, I don't deserve to be talking to you. But I value Tim's friendship very much. James, yo, from North Carolina, hey. Nicole, had an amazing guitar week. I've been to this guy's house room full of 300 plus guitars. Wow. He has a sign saying, "Don't count my guitars." That's awesome. I have not checked out Liquid Tension Experiment. I'm so sorry. The bridge for the PRS. He set up my guitar. Oh wow, that's really interesting, Dennis, because if this is the same bridge that he developed, I don't know if you can tell it by looking at it. This is like the best bridge ever. Like I'm always bragging about. That's why like my Strat doesn't have a. I have the tremolo blocked all the way down on it. Like I don't even have another floating trim other than Floyd Rose guitars, because this one is so good. You know, this is what I use. You guys have heard it in, you know, plenty of songs now at this point. I'm always using this thing, and it's like my main tremolo guitar because of it. I'm honestly more of a D'Addario guy. I do like Ernie Ball Cobalts on my Sterling JP100. Oh, nice. The Ernie Ball guys are supposed to be sending me. I was just talking to Tim. They're sending me a Stingray to check out. I was telling him, I was like, dude, let me know when you guys want like something done. Like I want to like be able to like I've played Music Man guitars, and I know how great they are, but it's always like in passing. I was like, you know, send me one. I don't have to keep it or anything. I'll send it back. But it's like, send me one. I'll do a video on it. You know, I'm just like, just send it over. I just want to be able to spend as much time as I want with it. You know, like take a week and play the guitar, or 2 weeks, or whatever it is. So we were looking at the Sabres and the Stingray. He's like, well, what ones do you like? I was like, well, I like the Sabre, I like the Stingray, I like the Lukes. Like, Stefan, you're just any Music Man guitars? So soon that should be here. Interested in travel guitars recently. What do you think about those guitars? They can't be decent. Yeah. Nope, they totally can be decent. Oh, and then I actually just got something. Some of you might remember a while back I posted asking if you guys wanted me to check out the new Soldano SLO30, sorry. And it just showed up. So it was like, out of 3,000 people, 98% wanted to see it. So I was like, well, all right. So then I messaged Stefan back over there. I was like, yeah, man, send it over. Oh, anyway, someone was talking about the strings. And yeah, you know, I mean, by all means, D'Addario strings are kind of like the standard that all strings are based off of, really. Like, I love them. Reason why I didn't end up, like, melding with them really well is because I bought a pair of the NYXLs and I snapped one of the strings, like, right away. Maybe I just had a bad pack. And I was like, nope. And then when I tried the Ernie Ball Paradigm strings, I couldn't break it. I was like, all right, you know, like, here we go. And I haven't broken one since. I've broken strings on all the guitars that didn't have them on. But since I put these on my guitars, like I haven't broken any strings. That were made by Floyd Rose. Tim. No, you know what's funny? I saw Tim was playing some Floyd Rose guitar. I didn't even know Floyd Rose made guitars. So I was like, well, those are cool. Does the ashtray for this? Oh yeah. So let me show you this before we get going on the string change stuff, guys. Oh, I didn't set the stand out like I thought I did. I did get something for the Esquire. Well, I'll show you in a video later. I got an ashtray for it. If you don't know what it is, it's just a metal thing that sits on the bridge. Sorry, it's behind me. Oh, wow, it is so hard to point behind you. And then that's the Strat, and it's behind the Strat. You know what? I didn't hear much of a tone difference, but you can't mute the strings, so it kind of changes the way that you play. Robert, how is your hand doing? My hand's doing a lot better. Yep, it's doing really good. Monday's video, I decided, since I tripped and fell, basically Monday's video isn't going to have much playing in it for me. I'm going to use another one of my old intro songs and do that again. And then Wednesday's video is the unboxing of the guitar that I'm giving away. Not the Dan Electro. Some people were confused. It's not the Dan Electro. It's not the Blue Acacia. This is a whole separate third guitar that me and my wife purchased to give away on the channel. So I'm gonna do the unboxing of that, and then probably Friday will be the demo of that guitar. It's like a whole process of videos, but I pretty much won't be playing guitar in videos until Friday. Is it a vintage part? The one I got, the ashtray that I got, I didn't get a vintage one. It's called Fender's Pure Vintage. So it's like, modern day replica. String change has not even started. Hope I'm Robert and I can't get up. Dude, I know, right? Oh yeah, if you're spamming the chat, chill with it. YouTube is testing new moderation tools. Oh man. Yeah, thank you, Big Red Tower. Yeah, like I said, you guys feel free to post your question again if I don't see it. But yeah, definitely don't blow up the chat, because then we have to kind of delete all those and all that stuff. Hey Robert, I hope the hand is feeling better. A lot better. Yep, much better. I really appreciated how concerned people were, and I got a lot of really good tips and advice from people in the comments of that video. So it was very, very kind of you guys. Spam obliterated. Looks like you're still in a little pain. No, I'm not. My hand's not in pain. My knee is in pain. I fell today, so my knee hurts really, really bad. Oh, Cody, what happened to my hand? I hurt my hand the other day. So I'm working on a new course, and I just was like, I kind of was like working a little bit too much on it, and then I was also working on a song. And what happened was I was actually doing a chord, a big stretched chord, and I'm not going to do it because it'll hurt my hand. But I kind of like felt my hand like not pop, not like a joint. It was like the muscle or like the tendons in my hand or something. And I just kept playing, and I should have rested. I'd like to warm up on guitars. What I've been doing, what I've done for years, but what I've been like way more strict about lately, I just do the chromatic thing. Just that kind of stuff, really. I haven't named the Esquire yet. Recently got back into playing guitar and had a severe hand injury on my picking hand a few years ago. I've been learning a lot from your videos. I want to say I appreciate your videos. Oh, thank you very much, Kyler. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's insurance on your hand. $1 million finger. Why don't you own a Gretsch, sir? Are you communist? No, actually, I almost got a Gretsch. What did I get? There was a Gretsch I wanted. Chicago Music Exchange had it. And I put it in an offer on it. And it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't, and the guys at Chicago, at CME are amazing. They're super, super nice. I've bought my 335 from them. All super, super nice. So I'm not, like, bagging on them at all. But it was, I can't remember what the price of the guitar was. But I was like, well, how about this? And like I said, it wasn't a huge difference. It was probably, like, $400. I shouldn't say that it's not huge. That's a big difference. And then they came down, like, a little bit. And then I was like, what about this? Like, this is, like, as high as I'll go on it. And he's like, nah, I can't do it. I was like, okay, because I'm trying to do better at, like, not going over budget on guitars, even if I want it. So someday I might get a Gretsch again. But actually, my the main force of talking me out of it was my buddy Michael Nilsson. He really talked me out of it. And I don't remember. Maybe I didn't get anything in its place. Oh, duh, I got the Les Paul Custom. That's what I got. Last year we found it at Esquire's apartment when we went to clean it out. Oh, well, I'm so sorry to hear about your father, man. That's really, really sad. That's cool. Hopefully you got to hang on to that guitar, because that'd be an amazing keepsake. Oh, S. Raff, thank you for the super chat, man. Looking for a combo amp for rock and metal. I've heard good things about the Black Star ID Core series. Have you heard or tried one? I played a bunch of Black Star. The store I used to teach at years ago was a Black Star dealer. And they all sounded really, really good. I'll tell you one thing, though, is maybe they've changed now. The Black Stars had a lot of quality issues. Like I said, they probably have completely changed that by now. This was probably 8 years ago. But I remember that was a big concern. I think the store actually... I think they might have dropped Black Star because of that. But another combo, you could get like a 6505 combo or something like that would be great. I gigged with a 6505 head for many, many years. That was my main amp. And I played just like heavy rock. Advice on practicing bar chords. Well, a big thing is make sure that you don't hurt your hand. Like I said, doing those, because people tend to, when they're practicing bar chords, you don't have to try to push the strings through the neck. People just seem to push too hard, and that's natural to want to do that. But you just want to keep your fingers straight. And if you're in the middle of the fret, you can push way less. Like I'm barely pushing down on the strings. And you can hear I'm getting every single note nice and clean. They're all... so on. For hand freezing while on stage, and the more you play, man, the more you'll get better at that. To be honest, I think that helps a bunch. Should scallop the Esquire art, of course. Why wouldn't I do that? I'm surprised I haven't already done that. To be honest. So let's never. Let's go ahead. Who am I? Ingve. He's got like 54 strats. Not like it's in the number 54, like year 54. First year strats. I think he even has like a 53. It's like before they were made in an assembly line. And he's like scalloped the neck on him or something like that. I can't remember. I just remember seeing it. I'm like, dude, no. Yeah, Tone King Imperial. I've never played the Tone King amps. Like I said, I just got the. It's not mine. The Soldano SLO30 here to check out. And I was asking them about the twin sister. But everything is just kind of like. Everything's so backed up right now. Because they're just waiting on parts and all that kind of stuff. Luke Kern, Robert, can I DM you a picture? Of course, dude, Luke. Always, man. Send it to me. Send it to me on Facebook, buddy. And if you want me to show it, I will. I'm pumped to see it. You've been getting some killer guitars. Hey, James, when you record your talking voice in your videos, do you use camera audio or do you use an external mic? I do use camera audio, but I have a shotgun mic on it, and there's a little bit of a trick to using a DSLR camera and using a shotgun mic with it. And I don't have the best talking audio. That's something like my YouTube buddy is like hinting and stuff has always gotten on me about. He's like, you should have an actual mic recording your voice and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. Like at some point maybe, but the issue is there's so many layers to setting up for a video as it is. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to add an extra step right now. But, maybe, oh, sorry, you guys are talking about other stuff. Let's wait and see if Luke was gonna, send that picture over. Robert, have you already played on a Ken Lawrence guitar? I haven't. I've never heard of a Ken Lawrence guitar, to be honest. Oh, dude, that is rad. I forgot I don't have that app on my phone, so I can't share it with anyone. But, let me try this. Yeah, it's this really, really cool. So is that a Jackson? Is that a soloist? Or what model is that? That thing is really, really cool. Hold on a second here. Let me do this. And then I'll do this. Hopefully you guys can see it. Probably upside down. But, yeah. Hopefully it probably was just the desk, like you couldn't see anything. If you could see it, then mission accomplished. Now I'll never get this back. Alright, you guys ready to start changing these strings? Let's do this. Okay. Let me see. How many people we got here now? Awesome guitar, Luke. Congratulations, man. Oh, Krager, thank you. String Monster. Next guitar fun, even though I know that was the last one. Wink, wink. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Krager. I appreciate that, man. It is the last one for a while. You know, there's always other like guitars that you want and stuff like that, but that is legitimately the last one for a significant, you know, amount of time. Are you ready? Yeah. But thank you very much, buddy. How would you rate the tone? Oh, I lost it. How would you rate the tone quality of the Paradigms? I think they sound great. You know, I don't have any issues with them whatsoever. But what's wrong with the strings on the guitar? Oh, they're just old. They've been on here for probably 2 years. So, just old. I was just like, I wanted to do a live stream, and I thought just me talking would be boring. And I was like, well, why don't I change, like, I never change strings on my guitars. So I was like, well, I'll change strings. Back and forth between Les Paul and a PRS Custom 24. What do you think? You know, that depends, man. They're both very good guitars. Les Paul and a PRS just have two different vibes, really. I think you can't compare them. Even the PRS single cuts, I don't think they feel anything like a Les Paul. I have a buddy, a really good friend of mine, has a bunch of them. He has 3 or 4 of them, and he loves them. And I'm like, you can tell they're great guitars. I don't connect with the PRS single cuts at all. Double cutaway stuff, like my CE, there it is, or like the McCarty 594 double cuts, or you know the Modern Eagles, any of that kind of stuff that I've ever played, I like a lot. And but not the single cut versions. So it just depends. What do I think is the more versatile guitar? I think the PRS is. What do I think is possibly the more inspiring guitar? For me, the Les Pauls are. It's hard, you know. Like I said, they're just such different instruments. Well, yeah, the PRS is going to kill it. Yeah, exactly. And it just depends on what exactly you're doing with it. I ever smashed a guitar? I broke one that was already broken doing a guitar flip in a video. Good, use photo muscle in my back, and I can't play guitar. Being old 30s is really causing problems with my guitar playing. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that, buddy. Fender Jaguars are cool. I think Jaguars are even shorter scale, right? They're like 24 scale or something? Am I right? Am I remembering right? Janeth, I'm back to spam with super chat, dude. Thank you so much for the super chat. Am I saying it right? Janeth, man, I need to remember how to say it. I remember last time I got it right one time. Jono, with another super chat. Wow, thank you guys so much. You know, like I said, there's never any pressure at all for you guys to super chat. I just appreciate you wanting to hang out with me. But let's start getting these strings off here. And yeah, these are the strings that the guitar was shipped to me with. So I got it from I got this from a store out in California called Tall Toad Music. A real cool kind of like mom and pop style shop. And the guy's super nice, and he strung it up with new strings. So that would have been 2 years ago now. And you know, they've lasted good. My hands don't eat strings. Like some people's hands just like devour strings, and mine just never have. Let me do this real quick. Also, I've never had one of these things before. It's this like multi-tool thing. My wife took the one that I have, my string cutters, and she used them to cut wire or something and ruined them. Gabby, if you're watching this. So I've never used these before. Let's see how they work. Alright. I'm cool with that. I can tell I didn't put these on here because the windings are done very nicely. The exact opposite of how I would have done them. Oh man, I should have emptied my trash can first. But I didn't. I have a bunch of strings. state and need to change them. 3 months? Oh man, that's brutal. See, it's always been, I've been lucky because, like I said, I don't mind the way old strings feel at all. Like, they don't bother me. Well, that's why it's doing that. Hippie man. Sorry, Adam. For some reason, your comment got... YouTube has been, like, flagging random stuff lately. Also, just a real quick test. I'm just curious about this because I've mentioned in the last 2 videos. Is anybody watching right now who's normally subscribed? Check and make sure you're subscribed, and if that who is suddenly not subscribed. Really curious. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me do this. I meant to do this. I'm sorry, guys. I have a whole thing set up so I could do this, and I didn't do it. There we go. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, Christian Churchwell, thank you so much. It says, when you started out playing, about how long did it take you to... hold on, the chat is moving like crazy all of a sudden. About how long did it take you to go like, hey, I'm actually playing something? It took a while. You know, I've certainly I'm not like one of those naturals at it at all. You know, it took me a long time. Relatively soon. Actually, I want to do a video about this. I played Down on the Corner by CCR, and my dad recognized it, and I was so proud. Like, talk about like a proud guitar moment. That was like a moment. And it's funny because like I remember our house where I was sitting at, like in my old room, all these little details. I remember everything about it because I was just so proud of you know, that he knew what I was playing. It was just the intro. That's so real simple. Basically just that, you know, G major and C major scale. And there's a lot of windings on these. And like I said, so I guess it depends on what you mean. Like, so that was like relatively quickly, but I wasn't really playing anything difficult. I had probably been playing a year or so, and then, you know, like I learned how to play like the Kryptonite solo and all that stuff. But by that point, once that I had that moment where I played Down on the Corner and my dad recognized it, that really like it kind of like sparked a fire in me for playing. And the other song, very quickly after that, I learned how to play Cocaine by Eric Clapton. And that was another one that my dad's like, hey, playing Eric Clapton? Like, you know, like, again, I'm like, yeah, someone knows what I'm playing? Because before that, you know, you're struggling to play anything that someone would recognize. And sorry, thank you for the super chat if I didn't say that. Still sub. Okay. I was unsubscribed to a few channels. Yeah, it's so weird. You know, I never really understood what people meant about the whole unsubscribing thing, but there's a YouTube channel, GuitarGate was his name, but he changed it to Michael. I don't know how to pronounce Michael's last name. But I've been subscribed to him for who knows how long. And all of a sudden, he did a video with someone that I wanted to watch. Oh my god, this bottle cap just fell down in here. And I was like, it's so weird. I didn't see your video in here. And look, I was unsubscribed. I'm like, I never clicked unsubscribe. Gwen. Yeah, playing that first recognizable thing. It's such just a great moment, you know. So I'll show you guys something weird I do on the Les Pauls. Is a lot of times I keep these strings on here because sometimes I don't want to take the bridge off, but there might not be enough windings on here. And someone asked me about this the other day in a video, not a video, on a post I did on Instagram. They're like, why do you have these strings on here? I was like, I just keep a couple strings in here because sometimes you want to, like, you might have to stop changing strings, and I don't like to leave it without strings on it. So I keep the 2 middle strings on, and I just keep them really loose, and I get them out of the way, and they're on there if I need them, you know, to have these old strings. And I don't know why. It's just a weird thing that I do. And it probably makes no sense to anyone else. But it's just kind of my thing. See, I gotta get this. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. See, and here's the other like challenge for me is the 3/3. I'll end up putting the strings on backwards. Wow, this is just like, it won't stop. There we go. Okay. So again, I don't know if anyone else does that. It's probably just me being weird and doing it. But then what I like to do is get all my crap out of the way. I wipe the guitar down. Get up here, finally. It's like the one time I'll clean up here. Like I said, I just move the string out of the way, and you can get every area cleaned. It's not a big deal. At least I've never had any issues with it. And then once I start putting strings on it, then I clip these off. I don't need them on there anymore. Have you ever thought about first tuning a full step higher to stretch the strings? I've never done anything like that. You know, I stretch them pretty intensely once I do that. But it's actually a pretty long process before I ever even get to the strings. I use a couple different things. Since it's rosewood, I'm going to condition the fretboard. You can actually see the dents from me playing it. These are still the original frets. Oh, what is that? Oh, that was so weird. I was like, the frets are turning green. Gauge strings on my Explorer as my Les Paul. Yeah, I use 10 to 46 on everything. You know, no different. 10 to 46 Renewable Paradigm. One time water to clean, lubricate the fretboard. I don't know. I don't use water. I use this stuff. It's fretboard conditioner by Gobi Labs. I like it because it smells good. And but first, what I like to do, you want to talk about something that makes a difference, like legitimately makes a difference. If you don't polish your frets, do it. It makes such a big difference. And I get these things. Here you go. From D'Addario. And I just tear off a little piece. You don't have to use like the whole, excuse me, a whole big thing. Let's see. You can see I've been tearing pieces off of it. And you just, there's two different sides to it. And you use the more coarse side. And I do the fretboard conditioning after I do this. Because I like to wipe off all the junk that probably gets stuck on there, like little particles that we probably can't see. And it actually comes with, and just in case anybody's wondering, this is not a sponsored video at all. I hate having to even say that, but some people get all hibbity-bibbity about it. But it comes with a little file that you can use that wears out really quickly. I think I fixed my computer. Test. Oh, snap. I was like, guys, it's my wife. Both her and my son just call me old man now. Messed up. But she was having issues with her computer. But, so anyways, like I said, there's that little, basically, you don't wipe your frets down without having a file over it. That you don't want to do. Nope. You can buy these. They're super cheap. Boom. And I'm not a guitar tech. I don't know how to do anything ever. But I do know that, I'm telling you what, polishing your frets makes such a difference. It's crazy. Like, when we talk about smooth bends and all that kind of stuff, polish your frets. Takes a while. But I'm along the ride for a bit. Yeah, sorry. What does lubricating the fretboard? Lubricating the fretboard, so anytime you have a fretboard of exposed wood, typically rosewood does not have any kind of like lacquer on it or finish. It's just the wood. It just helps it, like, I guess in extreme cases, I've never experienced this happening. If the wood gets too dry, like ebony or something like that, it can crack. And you just want to lubricate it. If you have a maple neck board that has, some sort of lacquer over it, you don't need to condition those because that is all sealed in. But rosewood doesn't. It's like this satiny wood. Or I put fretboard conditioner on some of my Friedman guitars because they're artificially relicked and they've worn through the finish, so there's wood exposed. But anyways, so you just kind of sit there, and like I said, and I just go like this, and you'll see how it's clean right now. But I'll just do this, and this protects your fingerboard, and it seriously makes a big difference. So sorry if I'm shaking the camera. Yeah, I'm shaking the whole desk. Sorry, guys. I was just buying a new guitar. Oh man. At DR Guitars, so you would you know a lot more about this stuff than me. What's the best way to polish frets? Because like I said, substantially more than me. I don't know much at all. And actually, does the shaking camera bother you? Because I'll switch to my other camera if that's like bothering anybody or anything. You're late, Mike. That's cool, man. Let me know if the shaky cam is bothering you guys. You can see the grime is starting to come off of the frets, and it's already... Wow, it's already so much shinier than the other ones. Like I said, I haven't changed strings on this thing in 2 years, so... No, and I'm drunk. Shaking is no problem. Okay, cool. If it bothers someone, let me know, and I'll just switch to this main camera over here. But basically, I'm not going to do like a real super good job tonight. But this is what I do, you know? And it honestly does make a big difference. Like I said, I'm not sure if DR Guitar is still in here. I use Gorgamine. I've heard a lot of people use that. That's probably the better way to do it. I think that this is like the quick and easy way to do it, using these the D'Addario things. But the guys who know what they're doing, like DR and stuff like that, Philip McKnight probably uses Gorgamite. I've heard people using, like, what is it, the triple O or quadruple O steel wool on stuff, I believe. My buddy Chris, who works over at Toman, he knows a lot about, he works in the repair department, he knows a lot about guitars. This whole chat was posting, no, I hate shaking, and that was the one comment wrong. That would be so funny. Thankfully, I count on Big Red Tower, who helps out a lot with that. I don't cover my pickups because like I said, this isn't like it's not very abrasive. Like, I bet if you were using steel wool, you'd want to cover your pickups because it's magnetized and that's steel. But since this is just cloth, it's not gonna get like any particles stuck on it or anything like that. This does not remove the indents. If you want to do that, you're going to have to get like a fret dressing. Or again, sorry to keep relying on DR, but he knows a lot about that stuff. So in my opinion, to get rid of the dents, like look at all the crap that's coming off this, you're going to need to get a fret dressing. So yeah, it's quadruple O steel wool. That's what I thought it was. Which I'm not doing any of that stuff. And by all means, this is not like any kind of tutorial on how to do anything. Because I'm not. This is just me. You know, being a bum, doing this stuff. I don't actually know what I'm doing. And sorry to ask you guys another question. How's my voice sound? Wow, that's crazy. How much? I always get so amazed. I gotta remember I'm on 12. But check it out, guys. Let me see if I can get you guys a close up here. So these are the frets I haven't done yet. These are the ones I have done. There you go. Look at how shiny those are. And when you're bending, oh man, does it make a difference? See how dingy it is? Look. Haven't done. This one this one I just did. See how they look? I don't know. It's just whenever you're bending. What was the guitar I just changed strings? Oh, I just changed strings on the 76 Custom. It was like a new guitar. The bending was so smooth on it. I was like, this is crazy. Like, I've always done this since I figured out these things existed, but now how am I supposed to see myself in that dingy fret? You ever done this on any of your guitars? It makes a difference, man. I'm telling you, like, you don't realize how much gunk our hands just build up on these things. You could sell that fretboard DNA funk. They're gleaming in the fret. Like, yeah, exactly, Crystal. Like I said, if you've never done this before, I'm telling you what, I think these D'Addario things, I'll show it again to those. Again, no affiliation whatsoever. But I think they're like maybe $5. And then these, I got a bunch of different size fret files, or fret protectors. I think these were maybe $5 too. And it helps. Oops. Helps if you don't do it backwards. And if you don't want to use these, I mean, you could use like painter's tape, or some kind of like, you know, that non-real adhesive tape to put on your fretboard and do it. I like this because I don't know what I'm doing, and the metal protects my fingerboard. I just use my tip of my finger to do this. Why'd you leave the strings on? That's just something I've always done, because sometimes if I have to stop, I don't like to take the bridge, you know, either the tail or the bridge off the guitar. So sometimes if I have to stop in the middle of a string change, I keep those strings on there and it just keeps the bridge on. So it's probably dumb and probably makes no sense to anyone who knows what they're doing. But it's just something I've always done. Because like I said, there's been times where I would need to like, oh shoot, I forgot I gotta go here. And I'd come back and the bridge, like, you know, falls off or rolls somewhere, and I don't know. So from that point on, I kept these strings on. $40 for fret funk. When I do a level crown polish, I sand with 800 grit metal paper. Crown polish, I go for mirror finish. Yeah, see, that's the thing though. So like that's what I was talking about in the chat. It's like DR knows what he's doing. So there are definitely things that are much better than anything that I'm using for a professional who knows what they're doing. And like I said, if you were using steel wool, I would imagine, again, I've never used steel wool on anything, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you would want to tape your pickups, because in my mind, the magnetic pickups would just pull all that steel wool to the magnets, and that seems like it'd be such a headache to clean up. But I'm gonna get this one again. So yeah, so check it out. That was all on my frets. All that gunk. Look, it's all on my fingers, everything. Be careful what you polish with. shave your fret. Yeah, that's why I said you want to make sure your fretboard's always protected. So either tape it off, invest in these things like what I use. It's worth it. These are cheap. I mean, they're not gonna last forever, but I think it came with like a 5-pack of them for different fret sizes. Have you had any experience with Chapman guitars? I owned some Chapman guitars back in the day, and you know, I get asked about them a lot, and I know Chappers, and I'm buddies with Rabia and all that kind of stuff, and I haven't played them in years, so I don't know anything about modern ones. But when I played them, they were good for the price that they were in. But what happened is I think they raised their prices last time I checked. I think they've raised them multiple times since I had them, and in my opinion, it prices them too closely to competitors that I just feel make a better guitar, like PRS or something like that. Like, it's nothing against them, and I'm not trying to talk crap about them, but it's just I'm not sure. I haven't checked out their stuff in a while, but that was kind of my experience with them. Like, really good guitars. I'll tell you what one I really liked. I don't think they make it anymore. They made one called a Hot Rod. It was just a single pickup guitar, swamp ash body, ebony board. One really good thing that came from Chapman guitars is I realized how much I love guitars that don't have fret markers, because they just have one on the 12th fret. I loved not having fret markers. But like I said, I didn't realize it until I would be teaching students, and they're like, "Oh, where are the fret markers?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess I wasn't thinking about that." Ribby is an incredible guitar player. Yep, I love everything he does. Here's a pocket knife and on the body of the fretboard, and acid on the fret. Ooh, that seems intense. Is that a Les Paul? Yeah, this is just my '89 Goldtop. This is my birth year guitar. Still was bad for pickups too. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And sorry, like I said, if I'm missing your questions, please post them again. That's correct, Robert. Tape the pickups. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, if this was a more abrasive material, even if the pads weren't made of metal, I would imagine you'd still want to tape your pickups because of the shavings that could come off. But this stuff is pretty chill, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, I don't need strings. I'm gonna condition the fingerboard. And if you guys have any tips, I'll Axe-Fx or Kemper. I'm an Axe-Fx guy, to be honest. There are Kempers are cool. There are certainly some things I don't like about Kempers. Try to get these a little bit more out of the way. I remember what I was saying now. And if anyone has tips on stuff like, hey, if you do it this way, it's a lot easier, feel free to throw this out there, and I'll try to read them in the chat. Because again, this is one area I'm very unconfident in. Like, I don't know much about setting up guitars or anything. I just kind of do what I've seen other people do over the years. Not done Slipknot. I'm not much of a Slipknot fan, if I'm being totally honest. They're totally kind of like from my generation. Like, I grew up and had friends when Slipknot was like new, and they loved Slipknot, and I just wasn't really what I was into. Oh, LF499, thank you for the super chat. Carol Baskins, oh my god, what is this question? Took over Joe Exotic Zoo. Thoughts? Oh wow, really? That's crazy. I totally watched the Tiger King stuff. I know some people thought it was ridiculous and didn't watch it, but I totally watched it. That's crazy that she got his zoo. Wild. If you've seen the show, you know why that's so crazy. I love the Eagles. I mean, I love Don Henley. Obviously, Joe Walsh is in the Eagles now. Being an Ohio guy, he's like an Ohio hero. You know who I found out's from Ohio and I didn't know it? And I was just like, whoa. Brent Mason. I mean, I am a huge Brent Mason fan. But I didn't know he's from Ohio. I was so pumped up. Drinks on a Floyd Rose on a stream, something. Oh, God. One day, Luke. I hate changing strings on a Floyd Rose. How can you enter the Acacia giveaway? All you needed to do was go to the video where I revealed the Esquire, like got a dream guitar, I think is what it's called, and just leave a comment of what your dream guitar is. That's how you enter that one. Make sure if you want to enter to win the blue Acacia, you've got to enter that Wednesday. I will be posting an unboxing of a new guitar that I just bought that I'm giving away. And I'll be announcing the winner of the Acacia in that video. I'll tell you, the Trivium album I really liked. I really like the Crusade. That's my favorite Trivium album. Floyd's not that bad? You listen here. Floyd's are the worst. God, I hate Floyd Rose guitars. I don't hate the guitars. I just hate changing them. Hate changing strings? Yeah, man, I hate changing strings as well. Except like this. I don't mind it like this because it's just like... I don't know. I don't feel like rushed to get it done. Like I'm just kind of like, hey, you know, because my hand's kind of messed up and... But just take your time. We're just hanging out, chatting. I just want to make sure the fingerboard's real conditioned. Hey, Blackjack, what's up? How are you doing, Donna? Sorry, your thing disappeared. The chat's going too fast. You gave up on clear tone strings in favor of paradigms. I did. Yep. I did. You know, the clear tone guys were very, very good to me. I just had some issues with the strings breaking, and like I said, maybe I just had a couple of bad sets and all that kind of stuff. But I got so fed up with it, I just bought a bunch of different strings to try, and I tried a different pair of Ernie Ball ones, and they did good, but I didn't care for the feel of them as much. I can't remember what they were. And I tried the NYXLs. And I broke them right away. So I took that as like an omen, like, don't buy these. And I bought a pack of these, and I think I bought some, are they called DR strings, maybe? And I didn't like the way they felt. And these, I liked the way they felt, I liked the way they sound, and I didn't break them. So I was just using them. Like I was like, okay, cool. So I went and bought a couple more packs to put on other guitars. You know, play Lamb of God if I requested a while back. I used to know how to play a bunch of Lamb of God stuff. I know I've never played SIT strings, but oddly enough, I was talking to them, not for any reason other than Nam, a buddy of mine, is really good friends with Hoogie over there, and he just happened to work for him, so I was over there talking to him. But yeah, so you can see the fingerboard now is nice and hydrated and conditioned. Look at that. Frets polished. All that good stuff. Now, before we move on, I actually want to clean... Shoot. Oh, wait, hold on. Wonder if I put it back in here. I'm still not real happy with the feel. Yeah, like I said, I like the Paradigm strings. Sorry, here we go. Figure while we're here. Oh wait, I don't want to do that. God. I'm turning all the wrong things. Ryan strings rule. DR strings, high E comes unraveled. The fall point quicker than. Yeah, you know what's funny? You said that. I forget what one of the packs. Like I said, I went out and bought like 4 or 5 packs of strings, and one of them did that. It's like the string came unraveled. And I was like, that's a bad sign. And like I said, in the NYXLs, which I like I said, I have friends over at D'Addario and everything, and I wanted to like them, and I just didn't. You know, I didn't care for them. So look at all this crap that's under here. So if you guys want to see like I said, it's always kind of hard to show it in videos. Oh wait, I'm in the way. But if you look, you can see where it's starting to green and crack. And there's the cracks right there. There's actually a pretty big crack. You can't see it, can you? It's right here. On the body of it. And under here, there's some marks. I had to, you know, and the only way that I know how to fix stuff, which I just call it hillbilly rigging, the guard kept like clicking down, so I put like the end of a pedal, the little pedal stopper. I put it on here to hold the middle part of the pick guard, like it wasn't like lined up right, so I put that on there and then it worked perfect. And I was curious if it would leave a mark on the guitar, and it didn't. Oh yeah, there's the other cracks over here. So good to know. I thought the plastic would, or the rubber would maybe like wear a spot in the finish, but it didn't. Father's Day, Dad. Oh yeah, Happy Father's Day. I didn't realize it was already past midnight. Obviously, we started at midnight. Hard to not be past it, right? Happy Father's Day, everyone. Natural relic. Yeah, after we put the strings on, I'll show you the back of the guitar. It is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the close-up of the back of this guitar, but it is very, very beat up. Super swingy since before they was electricity. Their strings have a round core, so you have to bend them before you cut them. Oh, that's why I didn't like them. Looks beautiful without the guard. Yeah, you know, I like it without the guard, but I also like it with the guard. It's kind of this weird, like, what one do I go with? Kind of situation. And I get comments all the time, like they're saying, like, oh, your maple fingerboards are so clean, or the rosewoods are so like lush looking, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I honestly, like, I never clean my guitars, ever. Like I said, it just, I was given the gift of like having really unacidic hands. Not good hands, like they're not good at doing anything, but they just don't have a lot of acid in them. So I don't, you know, gunk up fingerboards or any of that. I figured we could mess around with this a bit. Alright. Put these up here. Oh, Richard Lindsay, new member. Oh, snap. Hold on. Where's the guitar pick? First of all, thank you for joining. I don't have any guitars handy. I have to play the new member riff. Everybody, welcome Richard. Hey Richard, if you want to know, I recently got a guitar that I'm giving away that I'm unboxing on Wednesday. But all the channel members, I already posted a picture. So if you go to my YouTube channel and click on the community tab, you can see what the guitar is if you want to see it early. Anyways, new member riff. Let's see if I can do it with like total cold turkey hand. Alright, I'm gonna quit now. That's as good as that's gonna get. My first professional guitar was an American Strat. That's my guitar that I regret ever selling. I really wish that I had never sold that guitar. Try not to make sure I don't turn those things. There we go. Sorry, I'll move down here so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Like I said, I would show you the back of the guitar right now, but it I don't feel like moving everything. Yeah, I was just taking the stuff off. Have you ever listened to Tragically Hip? I never have. You know, it's funny. I get messages because they have a guitar player. His name is Robert Baker, and I get messages from people asking me all the time, like asking to interview me because they love my band. I'm like, I don't have a band, and then I'm like, oh, you're talking about the Tragically Hip guy. It's so funny. Have you ever been asked to do session work, Rob? Yeah, you know, I really like doing that stuff. Unfortunately, sometimes I just don't have the time to do it. You know, I want to do more of it. What I'd really like to do is something that Tim Pierce does, where he like breaks down how he wrote this song for this artist and all that stuff. So I've done that stuff, and I want to do it, but the issue is copyright. You know, even if the artist gives me the okay to do it, YouTube is still going to copyright strike it, and then I have to basically be like, hey, they gave me the okay to this, and it's like such a hassle to get to do that stuff. So I can't really make videos about it. Has been my big thing. Or like I said, I was talking about this a couple streams ago. I really wanted to do it, but I didn't have any openings in my schedule. It was to track all the guitars for a video game, and I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. Like I've never done anything like that before. And when the guy was like ready to do it, he was like, hey, I just wanted to see if you had anything open up this week to retrack a couple songs. I'm like, I don't, and unfortunately, I haven't heard back from him since that point, because it's one of those situations where it's like you gotta do it. If you're not the guy that can do it, then they move on to the next guy. But it was too much going on, because the way that I do it is I do like day rates, so they get like basically like a 5 or 6 hour day. I'm theirs, and I send them tracks as I do them, and they can be like, hey, yeah, we like what you're doing here. This part's too busy, we need it scaled back, or it's like this is clashing with this other part that we're layering in here. Like, can you change it, or can you do it in an octave, or make it sound more blue? Barry, yeah, mine is a CE24. Dude, I'm telling you what, check out the CEs. I cannot recommend them enough. It's my favorite PRS. The mess you caused in the comments? Oh, you're fine. Thank you, Donna. Happy Father's Day, everyone. If I'm on a male model, I will never unsee what I've seen. Male model, well then you definitely did not see me. Never just session work. Kind of, yeah. Well, a lot of times like demo work, or sometimes, like I said, I do videos for companies that don't go on my channel sometimes. It could be theirs for marketing or promotional stuff. I view that as sessions. Or like the Soldano amp that I'm going to do a demo for that just showed up. Like I view that as like a session, you know. So it's just different, you know. I don't. Am I doing sessions like Tim Pierce and Tubbs and all these guys? Nope, absolutely not. Those guys are like, in my mind, the real deal guys who are doing sessions. I don't do anything like that. So I'm going to drop 4,000 on a custom 10 top, dude. Do it up, man. I'm telling you, dude. I've played a lot of PRS guitars. I'll tell you the 3 that I like. I really liked a Modern Eagle that Henning had when I was over there at his place in Germany. And when we were at GitCon, they had this McCarty 594 that was in Blue Jean Blue. Amazing guitar. Loved it. Had a rosewood neck. And they were just too expensive. I couldn't afford them. And years kind of went by, and I played a CE. I'd never even heard of a CE. And I was like, oh, it's bolt-on. And I played it, and then I went and I played some like custom 24s and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I want to play that CE again. And I went and played it a second time. I'm like, I think I like this one. Your 5th guitar stage was awesome. Oh, thank you, William. Eric is what a great guy. You know, I feel so fortunate to just have people that I really like look up to and admire, like Eric, like I said, Tim Pierce, Brett Papa. Like, I've become friends with these guys to where, I'll text Brett, some 80s song. I'm like, dude, 80s metal time. Like I said, it's just we've become friends, and I value the friendship a lot. But anyways, so let's get this thing put back together. Okay. All right. Let me actually polish the headstock here a little bit. Might as well, right? One of the really cool things you can do, if you have like an older Les Paul at all, like 70s, kind of was like, to me, the last decade I really saw people doing this in. But take your truss rod cover off. A lot of times people wrote their names in here. They wrote, sometimes they wrote their social security numbers, phone numbers. On my custom that I have, it has, there's just initials written in there. I can't remember what they are. PS or something like that. But it's really, really cool. Like those are the little things that I love about guitar. Love the guitars. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I mean that was when we actually tried to shoot that video 3 different times. There was all kinds of technical issues that we had, and we didn't get to do it. We just kept trying and kept trying and kept trying, and finally we got it. Editor Jason, have a great night. See you soon Sunday. Nice. I appreciate so many of you guys. 380 of you guys. Wow, I didn't realize there's so many people watching. There's probably 380 of you guys like, why is he doing any of this stuff the way that he's doing it? What picks do I use? A lot of people would ask me about that. I switched back to these, the good old Jazz 3 picks. I used the Dragonheart picks for many, many years, and they were always very nice to me. I've never had a bad experience with a company that I can think of. There's only a couple. Trying to think, and I never actually like worked with them. That's one of the main reasons why I didn't work with them, because I just didn't like the way they were doing stuff. But like Dragonheart, Corey is such a nice guy. Just what happened was it was becoming kind of a little bit harder to get the picks, and I was like, well, like I said, I don't want to like run out of these, and then I'm like out of my favorite pick. So I kind of like I went through and tried all. I tried like the John Petrucci picks, tried Dava picks, chicken picks. Kind of like I did it with the strings, And then I bought a pack of my good old, I bought a pack of the black ones and the red Jazz 3s, and the red ones worked. And that was just kind of the end of it. Question for you guys. What's the secret to this? Is it just measure... Oh, sorry. Before I do this, maybe one of you can school me on this. What's the secret to getting the perfect length of the string? To wrap it. Is it just what I would usually do? Maybe there's another way to do it. Let me get this more in a line. I'd pull the string tight, and then I'd go up 2 pegs. And then I'd kink the string and pull it back and wind it. I'm curious to see if you guys do it a different way. Jazz 3s. I like Jazz 3 picks. Yeah, I use them for everything. I don't really know how people can like use a bunch of different picks. My hands just don't work that way. Okay, awesome. Dude, I just guessed. Different on every string. That'll work. I just took. There are 4 fingers at the 4th fret. 5th fret. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Just blew my mind. So funny. Everyone has different ways. Use locking tuners. Darn you. I wish I had locking tuners on this. That's interesting. Hey, Steve. Okay, let's let my buddy Steve weigh in on this, too. Steve, I was just asking, I'm getting ready to string this guitar up. What do you use to determine how much string length you use on your guitar? So what I was saying that I do is I usually pull the string tight, and then I just go up 2 tuning pegs, and then I'd kink the string and pull it back, and then wind it. Is that like too much wind? My hand vertical. Oh, so that's what you do? Do you like pull it tight? And then you do it like that? I don't know if I'm doing that right. That's interesting. Getting KFC? Sweet. Too much for the wound string. Oh, okay. There's so many different ways of doing it. This is awesome. Yeah, so you think 2 is too much? All right, well, I'll try just 1. Let's just see how that does. This is it's really interesting to me. DR said, I think this is what DR was saying to do. Which to me just seems cool. It's a cool way to do it. Well, since I'm doing this, I can get rid of this one. Dude, just buy a guitar. I just find this really fascinating that there's so many different ways that people do this. Pull it as much as I can and then turn. But see, then there's like the people who are just like me. They're like, I don't know. I just kind of like start winding it and that's it. All right. Anyways, so you guys said 2 is too much, so I'm gonna do like 1.5. Let's see how this does. Maybe this is too much. Because you know what's funny is my dad always changed my strings for me. When I was first starting out, I would always like con him into doing, oh, you do it so much quicker and better than I do it. Take your loop over the wrap? I don't know how to do any of that stuff. Oh, look, it's on my toggle switch. What a sorry exhibition this is. You got this. It's like I'm like doing the most basic thing ever. Having a hard time with it. Victory! That's not too bad. Got a couple of wraps on there. Like I said, I was just curious. Put a loop over the peg. Oh. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think I've seen... What's Bonamassa's guitar tech? His name, I can't think of his name. I think I watched him. He does that. He does the loop thing. What's the advantage of the loop? Steve from Austin. See, I was telling the guys, I just had to buy this. Where's the camera at? There we go. This thing, it's like a super duper multi-tool. God, how funny would it be if I put the wrong string on? Like I put the A on. Noob. Hate to ask, but can you tie your shoes? Huh. I just tune as I go. I don't know, I just feel like it helps stretch the strings out. Mike Hickey. There we go. Of course, can't believe I forgot his name. Again, like I said, you have to remember, it's always, I always find it like comical when people ask me like setup advice. I'm like, bro, I'm the ultimate guy you don't want giving you setup advice. Like, ever. Ever, ever. Ever, ever, ever. 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 Like, never, ever. So, let's get this right. You're saying... Oh my god, it's so difficult. So you're saying you loop it like that? I'm trusting you guys. Is that how you're doing it? Or did I just like wreck everything? Oh, yep, I ruined it all, didn't I? Or is this some like trick, like you never do it like this? Let's tell him how to do this. Because like I said, I've always just kind of like, I never like tried to learn any of this stuff. I was just like, oh, I don't know, got the strings on there, and they would have like 1.5 million whines on them. Hold tune real good. That goes in the drill. Yeah, my when I went and bought this thing, that's what my good old buddy Russ was telling me about. He said he got some attachment that just goes on his drill. And he said it's like super quick. about to get wrecked because I'm out of like string pulls. More lines means more tone. Exact card dynamics understands it. I'm just playing dumb right now, guys. You think I don't know? You think I know how to do this kind of stuff? Come on, Nessa. Play a stringless guitar, right? I'll do it for on how to change strings. Makes video. Here's the video. Just call it like even an idiot can change strings. So the question drill. Yeah, that was kind of like what scared me about the drill. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna be like, whee! Just pop the strings right out. Gibson Robo-Tuner style. Did I wrap the tail? Never. Never wrapping the tailpiece again. Ever. Not even if there's a fire. Let's see how smart I am. Oh, look at this. Oh. Oh. Oh, God, I bent the string in the wrong spot. There we go. And sometimes I'll get a guitar and it's like tied in a knot. Can he though? Can he? And it's like they legit tie the string in a knot. And I'm always like, is this what you're supposed to do here? Did I boil the strings? I did. Actually, I was making spaghetti, and I just kind of threw the strings in with it. Figured, what's it gonna hurt? Do you know the wound strings go on the other side, right? How funny would that be? Wentz-Law. Tune the first string. Always, you're always like, get it up to pitch. Strings and sauce. Strings and sauce. Use an impact. Yeah. First wrap over top. That's some nasty spaghetti. Oh my gosh. I'm wearing a JC100 today and playing it into my DAW with a Sir. Oh, okay. I thought you meant you got your JC800 and just plugged it straight into your DAW. I was like, oh no. You cannot do that. See, it's like the working side of guitar, I don't know anything about it. But then it's like the other side, I've learned a lot over the years. But yeah, how do you like the Sir? How do you like the reactive load? Who needs fast fret when you have ragu? You know what? The fast fret, like the what was it? Is it like the powdery stuff? What is the Friedman behind you? Friedman behind me. No, that's a PRS. That one? Tell me this. Is it the green one? Or is it that one? Right there. There we go. PDX, dude. How convenient that I'm changing strings. Yeah, dude. I was just telling them, man, about how much of a difference polishing your frets make. I mean, like I said, and I'm not doing like a legit polishing or anything like that. But even just using these little things here, such a big difference on your frets. Like for bending, it makes it almost feels like stainless frets is really what it reminds me of. That Friedman to my right. They're both to my right. Here, we'll do this. Or do you mean the amp? Everything is to my right. Yeah, sorry, the amp. Okay, that's a BE50. 50 Deluxe is actually what that one is. That's a really, really good amp. Like I said, I'm hoping that they'll send me whenever they get them ready. The Twin Sister. Is that what it's called? Sweet Sister. Twin Sister. I don't know. Whatever I played at NAMM was really, really nice. No, I've never done anything to the nuts on the guitars. But yeah, anyways, PDX just got a new guitar. I don't know if he wants to say it on here what he got, but I'm excited to see it, man. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I messed up this string. Tell you what, always, does anyone else have this trouble? Like, I always get messed up trying to, like, for some reason, do it the opposite way. Oh, you can't even see my hand, can you? This thing just wants to fight. Not unless you have a level 5. Yeah, I'm not doing anything to it. See, this is the one that always fights me because I wind it differently. There we go. I am so concentrating right now. Maximum effort. Absolute maximum effort. Concentration is happening right now. So I'll show you what I did here in a second. And like I said, DR can confirm or deny. Oh, jeez. If what I did was smart or not. I just had this tech guy tell me this one time that on the G, what he did help it stay in tune on a Les Paul. No clue if it's true. I talked about this in the Tim Pierce video today. You know, like here's the tuning peg. Let me set. How can I set where you can see this? And then you put the string in the tuning peg. And typically, you wind down on the tuning peg. And what he said was, he's like, no, on the G, wind up. So where the string was going in, put your winds all up here. And I've always done it that way. And I don't really have issues with the guitars going out of tune. Maybe that's sheer coincidence. I don't know. But, yeah, I've never had issues with them holding tune or anything. So, something about the break angle on the string and, you know, more of that stuff that I don't really know anything about. But I'm just kind of like, all right, and then I do it. There we go. Use pencil or graphite. Yeah, I've never done anything to the fret nuts. Thank you, Tom. Thanks for tuning in, man. There's still 283 of you guys. Thank you. I'm upgrading the pickups, but sticking with P90s. Ooh, what pickups are you putting in there, PDX? Most effective way you can do this for your DG on the Gibson is to have the nut slotted correctly. It does lessen the braking. Okay. Like I said, I haven't had too many issues with it. I've just always wrapped it above, like how I just said. So I don't know if that is coming into play or not. But if you look... Hello. You can see, here's the G, it's hard to see. See how it's wrapped up? Everything else is wrapped down. So many wraps. Try string color. You know what? I've seen those things, but they look so funky. I think I'll just keep it normal, and if it goes out of tune, you just call it rock and roll, and you know, call it a day. Appreciate all you do on here for us. Oh, dude, you know what? It's so mutual. Like, whoa! It's like I smacked myself in the face with the string. I truly appreciate, you know, how much you guys do for me. I mean, let's be honest that, you know, it's so much. It's our channel, not, you know, not my channel, not anything like that. It's you guys have helped build this channel to what it is, and I'm really proud of it. You know, that's one of the biggest things, and I'm proud of like the way we like grew the channel, and you know the stuff that I try to like always make sure the channel is standing for, and all that. Like, I don't know. Undeaf rapper. Tim was jealous of her chat. Oh, dude, Tim's got so many nice guitars. Nothing I have that he would be jealous of. Trust me. There's the truss recover. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I've seen the string, but I never like really thought about that. But yeah, I could totally see how that would happen. I'm like fishing over here. Oh, see, look, I was getting arrogant. It's getting cocky. It's going too fast. Also cutting into my finger. Oh, look at it. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. The new Telecaster. Oh, dude, thank you so much, Michael. I love that guitar. Like I said, here, we'll take a little intermission, as if this hasn't taken long enough. And I'll show you guys something I was talking about before. And I just got for it. Sorry, Senor Stradivarius. It's totally just like an aesthetic thing, you know. To me, it serves no purpose other than this. But I got a. They're supposed to come with this ashtray, and Rumble Seed didn't have any of them, unfortunately. So here we go. Just for a minute. Take a little break. You out of here, Preston? Thank you, dude. But yeah, so this isn't an old one. This is new. Kind of the interesting thing about these. See, there's a pickup. Hello. Is on, you know, you might see it and be like, oh, well, it looks weird. It looks all new on, you know, everything else is kind of like aged. And it's like, well, not so much, because most of the times, when guys had these, they took them off and just threw them in their case. And also, I believe this was made out of a different metal. Like, this is chromed. So it wouldn't age like you can see how tarnished this is. You can see it up close and stuff. So it actually, more cases than not, a lot of these covers remained kind of like clean and pristine like this. There you have it. Yeah, it's really strange because you can't palm mute. Thought about doing a video about this. I still might, but it didn't change the tone very drastically. Originals will be nickel plate. Okay, yeah. So, I was like, you know what? It doesn't look... you put your fingers on here and it kind of like tarnishes it a little bit. And it didn't look that bad. You know. And it's strictly for looks. Like I said, this is, I think it's called Pure Vintage, is the fender. So it's new. It's like, you know, brand new out of a package. What's the point? I don't know. Like I said, I thought about doing a video researching. I honestly don't know what the point of these were. DR might know. And maybe Steve, if Pixie's still on here, he might know. But I don't know what the point of these were. I haven't, like I said, I'm going to research it more and see if it's enough information to possibly do a video about. But for now, I don't know. They just look like it, and like I said, they're called ashtrays because people would take them off and use them as an ashtray. Very creative, right? No one could have ever just pieced that one together. Needed me here to tell you that, right? I just got an American Ultralight, no ashtray, but oh my, it's wonderful. Oh yeah, dude, those Ultras are so good. What else? Look like that. Oh, well, do it. I mean, it's like the Esquire has such a sound of its own. You know, people always, every time you get like a single pickup guitar, people are like, why? Aren't you going to miss that neck pickup sound? I'm like, well, you don't miss it because you just have to treat the guitar as its complete own thing. You know, that's all that the guitar is, because in my opinion, the single pickup guitars just sound different. You know, the neck pickup on a guitar, like this, like two pickups, this neck pickup is stealing some of the tone from the bridge, even when you're not using it. You know, and vice versa. Whenever you're using your neck pickup, the bridge is stealing tone from it. So that's why a single pickup guitar, to me, if you have the luxury of not needing to have one guitar that does a lot like a live person, I think I said this in my Esquire video, since I, you know, primarily sit here and play and record, it's like, it's a luxury to be able to have like, oh, this guitar gets this sound. Okay, cool. If I want the neck pickup sound, I go to a Strat, or maybe I want a P90 neck. But for like home studio stuff, you don't have to just have one guitar that kind of does everything. You can have multiple guitars that just do one thing really, really well. To cover the unsightly saddles and look cleaner on stage. Oh. Well, I didn't know that. But I was kind of thinking about it earlier. I was like, well, Leo Fender didn't play guitar, so he might not, initially think of something like, oh, well, you can't palm mute on the guitar now. So it's kind of funny. I don't really play acoustic, to be honest. Probably to be more comfortable. Arm and wrist. Yeah, because those saddles are a little bit sharp at times and everything, but like I said, Leo might not have been thinking like, oh, well, you can't palm mute with this on here. Or I don't know, maybe they didn't palm mute in the 50s. I think they did. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn this off. Okay. Hey, and the blues. Am I blue? Ooh. Shane in the blues. I should say that. Sorry, guys. You should check out Steve from Boston, PDX Guitar Freak, in the blues. I love watching all these guys' videos, but Shane just got this super cool Strat. It is really, really cool. How long were you waiting on that thing, Shane? You told me, and I do not remember now. I know you had to wait a while. I remember it was pretty long. Oh, that's super cool. Man, Strats are kind of cool because it's like no matter what Strat you get, they have such an identifiable and sorry, let me change this back. And signature sound, regardless if it's a Fender Strat, Squier Strat, Friedman Strat, anything that's like a Strat, it'll sound like a Strat. 8 months, Jesus, that's so long. I think I left too much winding on this one. Thank you, Big Red Tower. I like how the stupid knob is too close on the Strat. It's never bothered me. I see a lot of people comment about that, but I've never had any issues with the knob layout on a Strat. Ever. Actually, I take that back. The one that's too close that you're talking about, I used to have to pop that off. We've hit turbo. Look at that. Look at it. God, I know you had no faith. Said I couldn't do it. Adrian! I did it! Watch, I probably forgot and put them all on backwards. That would be about right. The high E string, yeah, I take my time on that one. I let it get up to pitch real nice and slow. That's right, now let it set up tight. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to be a Fender. It could be a Squier. It could be anything. It could be the Harley Benton Strats or something like that, you know? As long as it gets set up and it plays great, I mean, it's like, what more can you ask for? Anything past that is just simply venturing into personal preference. Like, does the headstock saying Fender mean something to you? Does the headstock saying Tom Anderson mean something to you? Like, or Sir, or, you know, if that means something to you, then get one of those, you know? But if it doesn't, I mean, the Squier Classic Vibe line are incredible guitars. Oh snap, look at this. We officially have the guitar sitting on my lap. Never been so proud. But this is how I always change strings. It's just I'm normally not live. Just as poorly, always just as poorly. But it's like, I don't do it like for the sake of speed, you know? And just like that, my desk is clean. I do it just like, I just turn on music, I watch videos, or like, a lot of times I watch like my buddies who are live, like maybe Steve's live, or, you know, something like that. Like, I'll just put on a live stream, and I just kind of like take my time and change the strings. It's never like a big race for me. Thank you, William. Drop top. Oh dear Lord, Daddy won. Quentin, I was just actually during the pre-show, I was just talking to the channel members about how a drop top was like the first like boutique guitar I ever played was a drop top, and I was like, whoa, this is sick. Yeah, I'm stretching them. Can I change your strings now? Absolutely not. I hate changing strings. Heard you mention before you used to go to church. Is there any Christian bands that you listen to? What's the name of that band? I remember they had a song. It's like called. Oh, were they called Guardian? I think they were called Guardian. They were like an '80s Christian band. Like Shoe Shine Jimmy, I think was the name of the song. It's really good. What was your neck rest tool, Robert? One of these right here. Oh, the camera's not on anymore. This guy, a neck rest tool. See, it condenses right to that. I think it was like $10 or something. And then this is just some like styrofoam that I got at some point. I forget what I got. It might have been a guitar or something, like, and it just had this styrofoam. I was like, that'd be perfect for laying a guitar on. And I've used it ever since. You can see where our cat got a hold of it. Oh, maybe you can. Nope. There it is. You can see it's all torn up over here. Which now, Shane, you know all about that, don't you? Having a cat. All right. Let's hear this puppy. Striper. I never got into Striper. Really good by all means, but yeah, definitely was not my thing. What breed is our cat? Our cat is a Bengal. this by mistake. Crispness of new strings. That's right. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys the back of the guitar. Here, real quick. Let's see. There you go. Let's see all the wear on it. Oh, there we go. Turn it all the way. See, like there, it's all the way through the nitro and everything. And there's the rest of the room. Oh, look, there's me. Oh, hello. And there's my one studio light. You know how we roll. One studio light and all that. P90s, yes. P90s equal life. Get this guard back on. I forgot to put it on. Otherwise I would have done it while it was on the table. Night Train. I had like a really nice screwdriver that was like magnetized and all that kind of stuff, and it's just gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Your time turning up the guitars now. No, a lot of that damage was done before I had the guitar. There we go. Tell you one thing though, man, this air conditioner is freezing me out. All right. Now that 5% of the tone was missing. I didn't have the picker on. Now it's... When I was bending, I could feel how smooth the... Alright, let me hit you with some direct audio. I'll turn the mic off for a second. Oh wait, sorry, the mic was not on. I've been talking this whole time. I'm still here. Yep, sorry. Camera's just being dumb. I'm still here. There's just a big delay. Nope, is it just not? Huh. No, it's just the camera being weird now. Maybe it got too hot, but I don't see how. It's right there by the air conditioner. Let's see. None more black. Well, if nothing else, I'll do this. See my hand? Hand cam. The new strings did kill the camera. What's up with that? Hello. Well, you know what? The other camera can suck it. Because me and my crappy webcam, we're still here. That was my bad. I forgot I turned the mic off to give you guys better audio. Ruined everything. Yeah, I started the G3. Oh, sorry. I missed your super chat, man. During all the debacle. George, wow, thank you, man. I love the content you put out. Keep up the great work. George, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I feel like writing a song called George Nelson. Alright, the song's not going too well. I'm mainly just bummed that the camera is just like, nah, brah. Yeah, it ain't having it. It's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to work. Barry Becks. I'm serious about the offer. Bro, I'm serious. What did you say? What was the offer? I didn't see what the offer was, man. I'm sorry. Could you post it again? If it's $1 million, you know what? I will take that offer. Let's see now. I don't want to use that. Hey! Look at that. Here I am. Bam, bam. Dancing. There we go. So much better. Okay. feel better about that. Classic picking it off. Oh god, wouldn't that be horrible? Okay. I've never done that, thankfully. I've never sat on one of my guitars. William said, after pentatonic, what should I learn? I'm telling you, man, learn your blues scale, which I know that you might be referring to that in the pentatonic, but what I find a lot of people do is they, there's so much to learn with the pentatonic scale. Like, I'm still learning the pentatonic scale today. There's just so many different things to do with it. But what a lot of people seem to do when they learn the blues scale is they kind of like glaze over it. And I'm not saying this is what you've done, but they'll be like, all right, I'm going to play the blues scale. And that's all they ever know, is that little section. Oh, dude, DR, thank you so much, man. I will definitely check that out. But like I said, so they learn it in one position, but it's like, no, you gotta hunt out. This is exactly my new course, the Rock and Roll Bootcamp Part 2. So like if you have Part 1, this is like an unintentional plug. I'm not trying to be that guy, but if you have Part 1, I focused completely on the minor pentatonic scale and the major pentatonic scale. That's what the whole course was about. And this time the big thing is I'm focusing more on the major pentatonic, but I'm also focusing on the blues scale. And I want us to be able to hunt and find all your flat fives everywhere. That way, it's like, you know your blues scale. But basically, like, if you're at the key of A, anywhere you have a D note, the next note up, like chromatically, just move up a semitone, is going to be your flat 5. So, like I said, it's look anywhere you have a D. I would just keep, you could even do right there. I see a lot of people don't do that with their blues scale. Like I said, they just learn it in that one box position, and they kind of call it done. And I'm like, oh, there's so many cool notes being left out. Like I said, that's the blues scale up here in box 3. Sorry. I'm used to adding other notes in there. Can hear you just fine, but no video. Oh, there's no video right now? So there's no video. Man, this stream is just... adding other notes. No, there's video. You might be further back in the stream. But yeah, so that's like one of the big things that I'm focusing on in Rock and Roll Bootcamp Part 2, because I'm trying to make it might even end up being a 4-part guitar course series, because I'm thinking of like how big of a leap, because once you go from pentatonic, major, minor, then pentatonic blues into your major scale, I'm like, that's such a big jump. And I'm like questioning, I'm like, well, should I do a Part 3 and a Part 4? Or just like a huge Part 3? So, good, awesome. And like the other thing I'm focusing on, because like I said, the first one was just meant to be a very, very like, there wasn't much theory involved in Rock and Roll Bootcamp Part 1 other than just learning your pentatonic scales. But this time I'm like, all right, well now we know our pentatonic scales, but let's learn a little bit more about it. Like I said, finding the flat 5. On the major pentatonic side of it, I'm like, hey, we are going to map out just like how I mapped out all the root notes before, we're going to map out all of our major thirds. Everywhere. That's such a crucial note out of the major, like without that note, it's not the major pentatonic scale. You know, so anywhere that we have our major third now, so out of the key of A, you know, that's going to be your C sharp or D flat, whatever you want to call it. You know, now we know it's like, okay, let's find all of our major thirds. You know, all over the place. Different arpeggio. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff. I'm really excited about it. You out of here, Cody? Thank you for tuning in, dude. Robert, would you resort to guyliner? Oh, dude, I was in like an 80s band. We totally had guyliner on. This was back whenever me and Gabby were like dating. We weren't married or engaged or anything. She would put it on for me. Yeah. Oh God, Rick Beato, so amazing, and that's why, you know, like there's so many. Like I said, there's so many great teachers out there doing great courses, and that's why I was like, well, what is different? And not that I think I'm like super original or different. I'm like, well, what's different about me from the other guys? I'm like, you know what? Nobody just focuses on a rock and roll approach to playing the guitar. You know, it's much more of a grand picture, grand scheme kind of thing. And I'm like, well, that's the one thing that I'm the most confident as a guitar player is you know, rock guitar. I'm like, that's kind of like, I feel like that's like my thing. And I'm like, well, make a course about this. Like, you know, not everyone wants to learn jazz chords and all that kind of stuff. Like some guys just want to play rock and roll, which is what I wanted to do. Which is still what I want to do. I don't know how you got here, Chloe, but welcome. I think one of the washers like came loose or something. I'm hearing something whenever I'm vibratoing. I'll have to get a wrench on that. Robert, what do you want to do when you grow up? I just want to play guitar, man. Remember how that part goes. Took it down, 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 down. Battle now. Bow down. Battle now, now. I was thinking about a lesson I was maybe wanting to do, maybe not next week, but maybe the week after. Is some different picking ideas that I've been messing around with. is just the... Like those things I've been doing a lot of stuff with. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to come up with different patterns that I'm moving through the scale, and it really makes it tricky on your left hand. Sorry, the chat like freaked out. Whoa. Cropper? I assume that's how you say that? Wow, thank you so much, man. If you meant to put in text, by all means, please put it in the chat. And Big Red Tower or Sam, if you're here, help me see if they meant to put in text. But thank you very much. Do you ever tour or work shows or work tours? No, you know what? I played. I used to play in a lot of bands and did lots of shows, and I did that for a long time. And then I started doing YouTube, and I focused on this. And then a few years ago, I used to travel around a lot doing guitar clinics. You know, in and out of the country, doing different stuff. And I just like this. I just like to sit here and go nowhere. Oh, but anyways, what I was talking about is, and like I said, I'm still looking to make sure that Copper didn't mean to say something. Okay. I'm not sure he got it. Yeah, dude, thank you so much for that super chat. Sorry if I'm missing something. I feel really bad. You can ask a question if you'd like. Most mods will hopefully see it. Yeah, like I said, by all means, man, if you have a question or something, please throw it out there. That was very, very generous of you. Robert 2020. Hey, what's up? But what I was saying is I've been doing these different patterns. Welcome, brother. Dude, thank you so much. That's so, so nice. But I'll tell you what, man. I'm going a little bit out of tune now. But this guitar feels so much better now. It's so much more crisp. Sweet, sweet new strings. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Happy, happy Father's Day. Whoa! Dead bend. Oh man. Some dirty riffs. Oh, EKH, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. To me, that sounds like a dirty riff. Mine is Monday. Yeah, yours is Tuesday. How funny. Them June birthdays. What? Oh, you're getting your first guitar tomorrow. Any advice on finding a guitar good is appreciated? Sure. You know, I really think the most comfortable guitar to start on now, this is, you know, personal preference, but is a Strat style guitar, and preferably one that has humbucker in the bridge anyways. I think it's the most versatile of the guitars. So like, you guys have seen the Goldtop now all night. I'll switch guitars. Something that has, like I said, that has a humbucker in it. Oh, here we do this. I gotta get that rattling tuning peg done. It doesn't have to be this brand of guitar, but just a guitar that is laid out like this. I'm not sure how much you know about guitars already, but like I said, where's the camera? There it is. This is a humbucker, and then 2 single coil guitars. I really think that covers a lot of the ground that you need. So that to me is the ideal layout of a guitar, and a Strat body is really, really comfortable. Crystal, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. I've always kept it low key on the tube. By the way, I wanted to comment on the clarity of your individual note picking in your runs. I stress this to all of my students, and you really nail it. Sign of control. Great job. Thank you very much, man. Right now, you know, it's a little bit late. It takes it's just a lot of practice. Like which my hands are not in the best condition to do it right now. But yeah, that's something I always stress too with students. Is I always told them, like, you know, don't do the whole like just pick really fast and move your hands really fast. Like don't do that thing. I was like, you know, synchronize. Keep your fingers real close together, and you know, just go slow. Oh, and so on with it. But yeah, like I said, I love single coils. Just to pick up as many as you can and find one that feels the best. Like to start with. Yeah, great advice, DR. I own 20 of the guitars, and nothing compares to my Music Man guitars. Ooh, I'm getting ready to check out Stingray, I believe. Okay, do you have any, sorry, the chat through, but do you have some alternate picking exercises to learn how to shred? I'm learning Dream Theater. Yeah, I have a bunch of them on my channel, to be honest, man. I have tons of them. Just dragging it along with some theory that helps you improvise through chord progressions, so different positions, etc. How do you go about it? Well, you know, everyone's going to be different, the way that you look at it. Like I said, the way that I view the fingerboard, there's no wrong or right way to do it, in my opinion. But for me, you know, I see a kind of kind of like a cluster of a lot of different things that are overlapping. You know, like if I'm playing an A, or you know, whatever key it is, or we'll just do B. You know, I'm seeing a lot of different things. I'm seeing multiple scales, different chords. It depends on what the chords are behind what you're playing. And sometimes you play more kind of like slowed down and chill things, you know, and those are very chord oriented. You know, whenever you're doing this kind of stuff, like I said, and that's a whole different ballpark, you know, different ball game. Whenever you're doing like big, I call them grown up chords, but so it's kind of hard to describe, because it's like, well, I'm thinking of all that stuff, and at the same time I'm thinking of nothing. So like, I don't know. It's really hard to it's hard to describe it. You know, it's just because, like I said, you have the stuff, so you kind of like autopiloting, but I'm thinking more in terms of sounds. I think is the way I'm looking at it. And I'm using kind of this map of the fingerboard that I've created for myself, that I just kind of like utilize it. I put the Goldtop back there, well, wherever it is, it's behind me, just because I had it all night out here, and someone was asking about a good guitar to start with, and I was just kind of telling them that an HSS guitar is a good one to start with. For Floyd, I use 10 to 46 on everything. Jerry Cantrell is very underrated. I think Jerry Cantrell is incredibly underrated. He's one of my favorite riff writers of all time. Yeah, like I said, I think the Friedman is definitely kind of like a standout. Yeah, the Cali is really nice. Let's see if it's a tune. I was just using it. But even a Floyd Rose will go out of tune if the temperatures in your room are fluctuating. It's close. chords can I learn to make the most money playing? I don't want to waste any energy. G, C, and D. That's all you need, man. That's all you need. Ibanez. I don't know anything about Ibanez guitars, I'm afraid. Like, they're models. So I don't think I can help you much. What is your go-to guitar for Zeppelin tunes? Is it the Goldtop? No, it's my Tobacco Burst, like the one with the double cream pickups in it. That one. It gets the page sound so good. But also the new Esquire is pretty spot on with some page stuff. Or am I? Kind of, yeah. I always view this as more like a Warren D. Martini kind of like vibe. Felt like this guitar had a really good Eddie sound to it, like the bounce that Eddie had in a lot of his tone. Watch, I'll kill the mic for a second. I hope the camera doesn't die. But listen to it. I always felt like it had that Eddie kind of like Eddie's guitar would have like this stiffness to it, and I don't know. This guitar just gets that to me for some. Anyways, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead, so I can feel it all falling apart. Sell me your Esquire. God said you have to sell it to me. It's funny because he told me not to sell it to you. Crazy coincidence, right? Is that playing in E minor or A minor? Sounds E minor, but I don't. Yeah, it's all E minor. I was just playing up the scale. Was all nothing really. Nothing real fancy. You could also kind of view that as G major, really. I mean. Kenny G for guitar. Right? Or watch. Let's see. This might be super loud, so we'll have to see. Here it is, and I'll teach you guys how to play all of these lines. Kenny G for guitar. All of it. All of it. All right. What single pick would you recommend put up in a strap bridge position to warm it up and kill some high end? I don't know. Like I said, I like the pickup that's in my my Friedman. You know what is a good? I don't know what it's called though. I don't know if I should recommend it because I don't know what it's called. It's an arcane pickup that's in my Vola. It sounds really good. What sounds I go for the? You know, the Goldtop. I'll switch back to it. So that's kind of what the stream was about. Each guitar is different, you know. When I'm doing like the 80s thing, I'm thinking more of these guitars. But the Goldtop or any of the Les Pauls just have their own kind of like vibe to them. Same with like, I don't know if you can see me back here. Same with like the Cronus, you know. There's a certain vibe that comes from the guitar. And that's just, you know, I just try to let the guitar kind of dictate where it's going. So like, if I was to write something with this, you know, I just turn something on. And to me, a lot of times I like to start kind of like, I think there's no such thing as a bad guitar tone, but kind of, you know, kind of bad in a way. Something like this, like you said, maybe it's not the most pleasing tone in the world. That's kind of what I think of with this guitar. And then someone was asking me, I'll switch to one more guitar real quick, because someone says tone paint. Yeah. Yeah. I don't buy into the tone paint. Oh wait, hold on. But someone was asking me about when I want to sound like Page, like the Page sound. I just clanged the guitars together. Wasn't trying to do that, but the 335 moved. And knocked this one way out of tune. So like for me, this gets like the Page sound. it just, I don't know. Like I said, I'll kill the mic again for you, but to me, it just sounds very pagey. There you go. It's me that always gets the pagey sound. And someone asked about the pickups. Yeah, these are the factory, the stock T-tops. Now, something that's important to know is that, if you want double cream T-tops, these are hard to get. I've talked about this 1,000 times on the channel, but, so these, they got sued over these, basically. But you can get a pair of black T-top pickups, which are infinitely more affordable than the double cream T-tops. They're the exact same pickup. I don't think there's anything special about these pickups other than the bobbins are cream, and I don't think that really changes any of the tone. Wow, Alexander. Thank you so much. Wow. You guys are so nice. Oh, is it Alexander? It just says Alexander and then ... for me. I wonder if I can see it up here. No, it doesn't show anything else for me. It's so funny. I don't know why they won't let us do that. Thank you so much. I assume it is Alexander. That is extremely nice of you guys. I'll let you guys pick. Is there another guitar you want to see or anything like that? I can switch to it. You know, we'll probably stay on here for like 15, 20 more minutes. I ain't gonna give up till we hit that 3-hour mark. Ever play slow teams from the 70s, 80s? Fun, like sailing? I haven't, but I should learn more of them. You know, that's definitely a weak spot for me. Robert, during your guitar face, are you mimicking chewing bubblegum or a cheeseburger? You know what? I like to think of it more as like a Laffy Taffy kind of thing. One vote for the custom. The KM is magical. You know, like I said, it's funny how I've had it and I've played it for so long now, and I still just go back to it, and each time I'm like, God, it just has it. Cropper, thank you so much, dude. Again, that super chat was super generous. I appreciate you just hanging out, man. Strat, Esquire, Custom. Crackle, uh-oh. Alright, we got a 4-way tie. Let's see what the next one comes in. That's the winner. Strat, Esquire, Les Paul Custom, or Crackle? Who will it be? Who will win? Did you get a Ranger Woods V ever had? I used to have a Ranger Woods V. Esquire wins. Oh! It sneaks in there and wins. Right at the end. One second here, though, because there's a guitar rack over there, and the Les Paul just does not fit over there because of the soundproofing. I don't want to take forever moving this crap around. But yeah, like I said, we were talking about the pagey tones. I know Page used a lot of that middle position, but on the stuff where he was using the bridge pickup, I really feel like this guitar gets that sound. Tune up real quick. We'll do a Page medley. I probably got a little bit too much distortion, but hey, close enough for rock and roll, right? Tell I'm getting tired. It's all falling apart. But I do think it sounds pagey, you know? Will I get canceled if I say I don't care for pick? Just gonna pretend like I didn't read that, and I'm just gonna. No, you're fine. A lot of people don't like Paige. It's totally cool. You know, it's like, you know, I think it's one of the big things is like, I think no one should ever feel like bothered to not like someone. You know, it's like I didn't like Hendrix for the longest time. I'm still not like a huge David Gilmour fan. Lots of like the legends. I'm like I don't know. They've never done anything for me. You know, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's always going to be certain guys who just like speak to you. It's like Tony Iommi and Jimmy Page. For me, Jimmy Page was like the guy for me. But I never really got into Tony Iommi. Oh, Craig, thank you so much, man. He said, thanks for the early AM company. Oh, dude, thanks for just hanging out with me. And like I said before, guys, for one, I super appreciate all the super chats. It really does mean a lot. But by no means do I want you guys to feel pressure to do that stuff. It's a good thing. Oh, thank you. That's a huge compliment. Beatles? Yeah, I don't like the Beatles. So there you go. You know, I mean, it's like I was talking to how does it say? Can we suggest an album to you? Sure. Yeah, man. Throw it out there. You can talk about whatever. You know, like I said, you can talk about whatever. You can suggest whatever, as long as it's not rude and disrespectful. Dude, you know, light it up. There's a Robert guitarist that's actually a baker. How much did you get the 63 Strat for? Honestly, I never talk about prices of stuff on here. We did get a good deal on it. I will say that. But you know, it's just that kind of stuff. Like I said, I never really talk about prices, but you know, in anything at all, you need to, you know, save up for it or whatever it is. But you have to remember, like my Strat is a refinish, and mine did not have original pots in it. What else was not original on? Oh, and it did not have an original three-way. So mine was considered a player grade. So if you're cool with those things, you can get one for substantially less money. Like if you're looking for like a one with original paint, that's why I always say is like, man, you know, I can't afford original paint on stuff, because those guitars, like an original 63 Strat, is probably going to be like $25,000. You know, and I could never afford that. So like I said, for me, I got a guitar that was refinished, which basically cuts the price in half, just that alone. But then it didn't have original pots, it didn't have original three-way, the pickguard is not original on it. So it's a player grade. It's a huge, like everything I mentioned is just taking like tons and tons and tons off the price of it. So so what I did was I bought it, and we've just slowly, as we found deals, like we found 63 pots and put that back in there. We found a you know, an NOS 63 three-way switch and put it back in there. I looked at the pickguards, but the pickguards are just too expensive from that era. You know, I don't think that they benefit the guitar tonally at all, and it was just crazy to pay that much money for a pickguard. I mean, as much as I would love to get an old original pickguard, I can't see us ever getting one. I would love. I mean, like I said, uh, I'm fascinated by the history of them, so I would love to have an original paint. Like 59 three-tone sunburst or something, or I mean, like I said, or a 58. Something like that. Like it would be amazing to have. I just don't foresee me being in the place to get something like that. Yeah, everyone, stay safe for sure. Yeah, like I said, I just never got into the Beatles too much. Hey, Metalhead Hippie. I said, Robert, do you have a song I can share on my Sunday live stream? Do you mean like I have my EP songs, and I have like the little songs at the intros, but I don't have any like just the songs anywhere. I'm afraid, other than the 4 songs that were on that EP. Yeah, exactly, man. So many of those, especially if they took the pickguard off the guitar, it's like it's toast. Unless they like screwed the pickguard back onto like some wood or something that can at least hope the pickguard will hold its shape. Most of them still won't. They'll still shrink. But yeah, most of those won't. They're gonna shrink and crack and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, you know what? It's like the ashtray. There's a pre-CVS group on Facebook that I was posting in, and I was asking. I was like, I bought this. These are like $15, just because I like the way it looks. There's no real purpose for it for me. I was like, what do you guys think? Like, is this something that you guys are like? No, you got to get an old one. It's got to be an old one. I was like, for me, I'm just like, I don't know. It just I like the way it looks. That's it. Listen to The World is Ghetto by War. Amazing record. Oh, I'll check that out. Thank you, Strato C. Is it possible to show them or one of them? Metalhead, I'm not sure what you mean, man. I'm sorry. You can show them, I guess, if that's what you're asking, like, just, any of the intros of my videos. They're like little mini songs, I suppose. Or just plastic, could call it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, DR, and like I said, for you're exactly right. For us, the fascination was trying to get the guitar back to all original, but once you look into the pick guards, I mean, God, you'll pay $2,000-$3,000 for plastic, and I'm like, it's just not gonna happen. There's no way. Because like I said, if it served, like, the pots we put in it, the pots are significant in a guitar, in the way a guitar sounds. Especially like old pots, they're kind of funny because the tolerances are pretty wide on them. Like when we measured them, the 3 pots that I got, like, some of them came in like mid 60s, like it was like 260. They're 250K pots, but like the one was like 260 something. One was like down in the 40s. One was, I want to say one was like high 30s. Like, I mean, it was like a wide tolerance of it. So I was gonna say 2 to 3K for an original picker that may not fit. Yeah, exactly. If you look at my Sunday show, you'll see what I mean. Let me know. Would love to share some of your music. Oh, well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that, buddy. I'll definitely try to. What time do you do it? 'Cause you're up in Alaska, correct? Original good condition, pre-60s. is like a barn find card. Very rare. Yeah, it is. It's super rare, and it's kind of like it's what makes it fun, you know. Can I play Kiefer Okuna's Purple Rain solo? Oh, I don't know that one. I don't know any Prince stuff or anything, I'm afraid. Even now, CTS pots are 20% tolerance. Oh, really? They're that far too? This my strat had CTS in it, but so my strat DR is a pre-L series, so it's an earlier 63. So it should have. So we found 63 stack poles, which is what should have come in mind. Like I said, I still have the CTS pots. Like the CTS pots are great. It was nothing like that. It was just kind of like a fun thing to get those old stack pole 63s in there. And like I said, and then it had a 5-way, but it's a 70s 5-way in it. Like I said, Jim, the original owner, had it switched over to a 5-way. Like when did they start using 5-ways? Was it 75 or 76? I don't remember. Marco, thank you, man. 10 p.m. Eastern Sundays, Alaska. Yes. Just a song you don't mind sharing. Yeah, man. Like I said, I have no issue sharing any of the songs with you, buddy. You out of here? EK, thank you so much for tuning in, man. It does go live every Sunday. Now, Robert, I have an awesome idea what you should possibly start a weekly thing where you live from... Oh, hold on a second. Live for start, possibly an hour, because it motivates me so much to play along with you and having... Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, dude, I do it every single week, actually. Almost every week. There's always one weekend a month. Like, me and my wife are huge UFC fans. So there's a fight card once a month that we get and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm here. I do it midnight every Saturday pretty much. And if you're a channel member, then we do a 30-minute pre-show. Yeah. I've been doing them for a while now. I'm not sure. Some people are always ask like, why midnight? I was like, you know what? That's just the best time to do them. As odd as that might seem. Can't remember. Yeah, I think it was 75 or 76. I don't know. It gets hard because there's, it's interesting about like the old guitars because from 50 for all the pre-CBS, from like 50 to 65. Even though the guitars didn't change a lot, there was a lot changing about the guitars. So there's so many dates to remember. It's like, oh well, if it's a late 63, then it's an L series, and if it's but in late 59 they switched to Rosewood, but you could have an early 59, and 58 they went from 2-tone sunburst to 3-tone. But if it's an early 58, you could still have a 2-tone, and it's just like, but in 57 the next it's like it never ends. There's so many kind of like significant little dates that accompany all the stuff. It's so hard to keep track of. I don't know how, like I said, I've talked about it in my Esquire video. My buddy Nick, he knows all that stuff, and lots of guys who I'm friends with are really up and at it on the vintage stuff and know all. I'm like, God, I can't remember all that. First 5 minutes of it, believe me. I can't show any of that kind of stuff on here, my man, because of copyright. I'll get flagged for copyright, so I can't play anyone else's like actual videos or music on here. What DAW do you use for recording? So I use Logic, but I learned how to operate a DAW through using GarageBand, which is very similar to Logic. So if you are a person who uses like Apple or like Mac computers, you get GarageBand for free, and it's basically like a real watered down version of Logic. So after you've gotten pretty good at using GarageBand, it's not that big of a jump to go and start using Logic. So it was a real good transition, and there's actually even GarageBand has a built-in drummer that you can program drum grooves and stuff. It's so good for writing your own music. So if you've never if you have a Mac and you've never messed around in GarageBand before, do it. Like I said, the virtual drummer is amazing. Hold on for 1 second though. This again, the air conditioner is killing me. Woo! Also, I like that Robert Baker. If you haven't listened to Mad Season, yep, I've definitely listened to Mad Season. I remember my uncle made me that CD a long time ago when I got into Alice in Chains. He was like, "Oh, you gotta check out Mad Season." Favorite PRS I've ever played? Well, other than my CE24, there was, like I said, this was 4 years ago. At GitCon, they had a McCarty 594, like the double cutaway, in Blue Jean Blue, and it was so nice. That one really blew me away. And my buddy Henning's Modern Eagle was really nice. But aside from those two, which those are cores. I mean, that's mad money for those. The CE24 is so nice. I can't believe it. Thank you for answering my dog. Of course, William. Yeah, always happy to answer questions, man. Yeah, that's the thing. You can. And some people say you can even go into like 66 and still be pretty safe. You won't be able to the guitar won't retain the value of a pre-CBS, but I mean there were still some really good things in the 70s that came out. Like 70s get ragged on, but there were really good things that came out of the 70s. The 5-way selector instead of the 3-way, the bullet truss rod that was up here instead of down here in the bottom of the neck, and there were some bad things like the 3 bolts. I think that was a rough idea, but and it's funny, a lot of people don't know why the Fender had the huge headstocks in the 70s on the Strats. Anyways, they had the big headstocks. It was all just marketing. That was just, the Fender Stratocaster in huge letters. It was just so people could read it better. And what should I practice? Chords, scales, or just songs that I'd like? I think start with songs. Honestly, learn lots of songs, and then start learning your chords and scales a little bit, like pentatonic. Just learn your basic chord inversions and stuff like that, and you'll be surprised because then you start seeing it in the songs, and you can learn songs quicker because you have this underlying like blueprint of it all. Robot Master Switch, hello. Fusion, why I have an American Special. The American Specials are so nice. I had a Surf Green one, which actually had the big 70s headstock on it. I kind of wish I hadn't got rid of that one. That was a really good one. I sold that to a student who collected Strats, Rick. Yeah, your caffeine? Thank you, dude. I'm getting ready to wrap it up here in just a minute. Right, but I have no idea if it's true, but the bigger headstock The 70s. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like I said, Hendrix, pretty good. Hendrix is incredible. He's playing 70 strats. Hendrix also had a 63 though, so. Later, Sam. Nice to you, or a fan, or two. Thank you, man. So you make some caffeine. Yeah. Friedman Telly versus... Oh, they're super different. The necks are completely different. Sounds different. Whole thing. Very, very different. But, yeah, I think we'll probably call it a night, guys. It's a little over 3 hours for the stream. So I think we'll call that a success. And I'll hang out here for a few more minutes. And if there's any final questions... you guys just let me know. Do you like them? Yeah, dude. I love the 70s Deluxe. I mean, it's such a cool and kind of like exciting part. Again, like I said, the 70s. There were so many good things that came out of the 70s for Fender. That I think people just kind of like scrap the 70s up for a loss. I'm like, dude, there's so many. Didn't the Thin Line come out in the 70s as well? I don't know. Lots of good things. The Deluxe. Actually, bar chords, awesome. Yeah, like I said, just go slow with it and make sure not to over kind of like don't push too hard on the frets, because then you'll end up pushing the chord out of tune, and then you think that you aren't pushing hard enough, and then you push even harder, and it's a whole bad situation. Great show tonight. Thank you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. All of you guys hanging out with me, all the guys who send in super chats, the members as always, Big Red Tower, Sam, Quentin, I think you're already out of here, my buddy Steve, DR Guitar for answering like 1,000 questions. I always appreciate that. And, just so many of you guys, being knowledgeable and sharing all kinds of stuff. It's not a subject to copyright. Please show us the video. It's Purple Rain solo. It's just first 5 minutes. Yeah, I can't. If it's Purple Rain, then that's it'll get claimed by someone else. So I can't do that. I'm afraid. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you all so much. And DR Guitars, I'm gonna look for that video. Show me how to change strings right. See you guys. Have a great night. Happy Father's Day to all of you dads out there. It's the best thing in the world. Only cooler than a guitar, being a dad. So I'll see you all later. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So bye guys. Whoop. Oh wait, wrong camera. Whoop.